All right, chat. We have got the new news now. All right, here we go. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Dennis's Newsroom, where we are going to go over the happenings that are happening as they happen or have already happened. Because some of these notes were released and then, boom, they were dropped on our face right away. Now, here are the notes. I am going to switch over here to the version on the wiki that has got the handy little links, so if we've got any questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, and or answers, we could just click on those and just jump right in. For those of you watching this on YouTube later, we have a little giveaway going on right now, so you can see all of the greedy little grubby little fingers down there in the chat box that are going, POF please! Don't mind them. There is only Dennis. There's only Dennis. Okay, most of these notes we went over the other day. This is the stuff that we've already gone over. This is stuff that we already know. They've added a few new things in here, and I may miss a few things because they didn't separate what was new from what was old. But I'll tell you what I've already noticed. One is this, Protect Me. They finally fixed it. This thing, they accidentally broke it like many months ago. It was the best stun break for Ranger. They accidentally broke it. They announced that they were fixing it today, and then they nerfed it. Fantastic. So its cooldown has been increased by 10 seconds. It might no longer be the best stun break. We didn't get to use it even a single day with that while it was repaired, and the amount of barrier it gives has been nerfed. That's great. Spiritual Reprieve. For those of you that don't know, that is when a ranger merges with an animal there where the F3 gives a big pulsing heal. That is a prime example of that is the white owl when you fight a ranger and he merges with the bird. It's the word, and then he speeds away. The F3 does the big healing pulse. That heal got nerfed, so it will heal for less in PvP. Revenant, as we all know, they can now jump and kill you at the same time. Their abilities now work while airborne. Very strange. I got a lot of questions about this on my YouTubes. Rune of the Mad King. The skill is summoned by the rune when using elite skill has been adjusted. Reduce the number of strikes from 17 to 5. This is the thing I use in my fractal gear, where when I use my ult, a whole bunch of ravens or crows will swarm the enemy. From 17 hits to 5. And the power coefficient of those hits was increased. It does more damage, but the number of hits drastically changed. Now, it says in structured PvP. I assume that this means it will still work the same in fractals, but I can go to a target dummy and test this after the news. It should be a very easy test. I'm going to go up to a dummy, turn my back on it, use my ult, proc the Mad King, and I was going to say look at how many hits it does on Arc, but Arc is currently broken. Maybe a test for tomorrow. But it should be very easily tested in the near future just by seeing how many hits show up in the combat log. Is it 17 or 5? So that's the thing. Another major thing, Rune of the Doyak. I only know of a few builds that use this, not many, but the amount of healing it does constant, like, almost regeneration healing on you, has basically been halved, or maybe even more than that. It's been neutered very hard. Warclaw. That is the World v World Giant Kitty Cat mount. The World v World Giant Kitty Cat mount reduce the number of targets its maul does. That's when it pounces on you and it dismounts the rider. Commonly used to instantly execute anyone in downstate. So if there's 2 or 3 people in downstate, someone could just run in on their mount and click 1 and instantly murder all of them. Now it hits it reduced the number of targets it hits from 3 to 1 in World v World, but increased from 3 to 10 in open world? They're buffing Warclaw in open world. What? Superior Battle Maul, same thing. Reduce targets from 3 to 1 in World v World. Warclaw Mastery 4. This mastery no longer causes Battle Maul to finish off downed state enemies. Instead, it causes Superior Battle Maul, which does 20% bonus damage to downed enemies. So it's no longer an execute. Now it just hits a little harder against down states. That changes things a lot. Fatal Fangs. This achievement will now progress when striking a downed enemy with superior battle maul instead of finishing them. This does not affect his existing achievement progress. I believe this achievement is just kill a whole bunch of people with the... yeah, just kill a whole bunch of people with your Warclaw. So it used to be with the Execute. The Dragon Banner is a World v World thing. Essentially, if you're using a Guild Hall ability to summon the Dragon Banner, you can use this, and it has been nerfed quite a bit. Siege weapons, ballistas, arrow carts, and cannons reduced by 20%. So that's pretty major. There are new items in the Black Lion store. We'll be looking at those later. I'm just going to summarize this whole section with there's new stuff in the shop. And the next thing I want to go over is the thief stuff. The last time we went over these notes, the thief section was just barren. There was like nothing there. And they've said, with this update, we're looking to improve condition builds in PvE while reducing the more egregious condition builds in PvP and World v World. Now, I actually had the great pleasure of Mighty Teapot visiting my stream last night. We were talking about Thief, and at that moment, people asked my opinion of it. I said, I don't really feel that they're fine. They're fine. Like, yeah, sometimes they appear behind me and say, nothing personnel, kid, and they backstab me and I die. But if I get the drop on them, I kill them. Like, it feels fair. And then Teapot shared his opinion. He said that they feel like they're a little strong right now. They're a little better than good, but not so much that, you know, he would scream for a nerf. So here's what they're doing. 1,000 Needles. Increases bleeding duration from 3 to 5 for both the impact and the pulse attacks. 1,000 Needles is a utility skill that it throws needles. It does a whole bunch of conditions. Then we've got Shadow Strike. Repeater availability duration has been reduced from 4 to 3 in PvP and World v World. Death Blossom. The number of targets the skill can strike has been increased from 3 to 5. That's when they're running Dagger, Dagger. You do an evasive attack over your opponent. It's the 3 skill. Dagger, Dagger, 3. Evasive attack over your opponent and striking nearby enemies 3 times, and each hit causes bleeding. Now it's going to hit 5 targets. Wow. That's crazy. And that's in all game modes. So Thief just got better AoE in Dagger Dagger setup. Pistol Whip. Increase flurry hit power coefficient from 0.5 to 0.6 BP in World v World. Bottom line, that means that Pistol Whip is going to do more damage. Leeching. Pistol Whip was the most popular build a couple of seasons ago. I haven't seen it much lately, but it's apparently getting a... What does that equate to? That's like an 18 to 19% buff from what it is now. Leeching Venoms. Reduce the life-stealing base damage from 320 to 160. Halved in PvP and World v World. Reduce the life-stealing power coefficient by half again. Shadow Siphoning. Reduce life-stealing from 312 to 218. I'm sensing a pattern here. Reduce the coefficient from 0.1 to 0.07. So the passive life-stealing traits were reduced by quite a bit in PvP and World v World only, not in PvE. Keen Observer, increased bonus critical strike chance from 5% to 10. Keen Observer is you have higher crit chance if you're above 90% health trait. Practice Tolerance, increased precision to veracity conversion from 10 to 15% when you're in PvP or World v World. This is in the critical strikes trait line, and wow, so that's just going to be a big fat buff. That is massive. I can't think of another skill that is that much of a change when you go into PvP, where it's just 50% better. I can't think of another example of that. No Quarter. Increase ferocity from 250 to 300 in PvP and World v World. No Quarter is after you land a critical hit while under the effects of Fury, it increases the duration of the Fury, and then you get even more ferocity while under that Fury. And that is, again, the critical strikes tree and has a 2-second cooldown. So No Quarter gives you even more ferocity than it did before. So that is interesting. I think I just closed the wrong tab. Chrome hotkeys. There we go. Link for wiki. Absolutely. Here you go. So that is the chat. That is the link of that right there. The last item we want to go over here is they released today. If I can find it, there we go. The looking ahead to Summer Days and Nights. Updates from the Guild Wars 2 development team. It's summertime, and Dragon Bash is still going strong. While you're watching the fireworks and snacking on Zai Taffy, here's a glimpse at what's coming to Tyria in the weeks ahead. Updates from the Guild Wars 2 development team. I almost feel like the British mustache guy would be better than Dennis for this, but no. Dennis's newsroom. So, Guild Wars 2, Quarter 3, 2020. The Iceberg Saga Episode 4 is on the way. Festival of the Four Winds. You know, that is actually going to be sort of newish for Mukluk. Mukluk came back to the game like 14 months ago. So Festival of the Four Winds happened when we were back for like 3 or 4 months. So didn't do a lot there. So there's going to be a lot to do there. Guild Wars 2's 8th anniversary. If you have just recently come back to the game and you have a character from launch, get ready for your 8th birthday present. Ooh. New mount ability? New mount ability. It doesn't say which mount. That actually looks like the head of a skimmer to me. Could be anything. New mount ability. I'm not even sure what that could be. And my personal favorite, a new fractal. Ever since ArenaNet hired back Ben A., they said that he was going to be working on a new fractal. I am not super familiar with Ben A's work, minus a few Google searches, but I do know that he helped take part in the creation of so many of the original fractals. So I bet it's going to be good. So I am looking forward to that. Now let's see what they have to say. Living World. The next episode of the Iceberg Saga arrives at the end of July. If you're feeling an unseasonable chill in the air, it may mean a trailer is on the way next week. Ooh. Like the previous episode, No Quarter, the upcoming episode will initially be released without voice acting. We plan to record and implement voice acting for any episodes impacted by COVID-19's precautions once it's safe for our employees and voice talent to gather for recording sessions. Okay, that's completely fair. Festival of the Four Winds is planned for the first half of August. Kick back and relax in the beautiful labyrinthian cliffs if you need to cool down or heat things up with battles in the Crown Pavilion. No matter what you choose to do on your summer vacation, the festival will feature traditional activities, annual achievements, and new rewards. Sorry, typo. Anniversary. It's time to celebrate the 8th anniversary of Guild Wars 2's release. Every character receives an annual present on their birthday, the day they were created, packed with valuable and unique items. The oldest Guild Wars 2 characters were created during the launch's early access period in 2012, and they will begin receiving their 8th birthday gifts on August 25th. That's my daddy's birthday, chat. Mine's on the 23rd. Of course, not all gifts can be neatly wrapped and delivered to your inbox by your favorite mail carrier. We've got some surprises in store as well. Here's a hint. Maybe you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but one of your mounts is harboring an undiscovered talent. One mount is getting one new thing. I look at this, I still see a skimmer. I don't know. I see someone in the chat is saying underwater, dive underwater, dive underwater. Maybe this thing will dive underwater. New mountain fractal. Dust off your best mountain climbing boots for a journey to beautiful and treacherous heights. A new fractal is on the way in September. Keep an eye out for more information as the release date draws closer. I'm going to predict there's going to be mobs with knockbacks that try to knock you off a cliff if we're climbing up a mountain. All right, yeah, underwater skimmer. That would be cool. Honestly, I did a video a while back where I said that it was like a list, it was called Chasing Perfection, a list of what I would love to see added to Guild Wars 2. And one of the things was the only type of terrain I don't have a mount for is underwater. I would love an underwater mount. It didn't really occur to me just to slap the underwater ability on a skimmer or something. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe that's not at all what's coming. Maybe they're adding the freaking sniff ability back to the Warclaw. Oh my god, can you imagine if we're all like, underwater, underwater, and then they're like, we gave Warclaw sniff back. And it's, oh, well, okay, thanks. I don't want any. You know, whatever. But yeah, that's what's coming in the coming year. I am very excited about a new fractal. Festival of the Four Winds. Really all of this. I'm excited to see all of this. I'm trying to keep my expectations tempered for the new mount ability because it might be something super minor. But we'll see. Chat, save up your mastery points. You might have to save up a couple mastery points and some mastery XP to get this thing. Yeah, you might need some spare points if you don't have any lying around. All right, chat. With that, I'm going to wrap things up, and we're going to turn it back over to Mukluk for the giveaway. I know y'all are ready for that, so don't touch that dial. Spell Forge appearance package. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, this is straight out of World of Warcraft. Look at this absolute unit. Chat, you may not like it, but this is the perfect form. This is the perfect form. The alpha male. Yo, that back item though. Alright, hang on. Clear. That is so weird. Is that your final form? Gate of Babylon. Spellforge glider. Oh, it like comes out of the backpack. Mythic weapon choice. What are the... Oh, they're very glowy. These are, like, offensive to the eyes glowy. Like, these apply blind to nearby enemies when you draw them. Total makeover kit. Dude, that, that thing. The absolute unit. That's like it's a tiny, angry Optimus Prime. So I guess this is a Char in that armor. Dude, he just looks like his back is broken. And this is Tiny's Golem. Oh my god. That looks terrible. That looks awful. Oh my gosh. We're like, this is the final form of Char from the future. Oh my gosh. Yo, you know what? A Char in this as a Halloween costume could put like a tiny little like body around his head so he looked like an Asura and he was driving himself like a mech. That would be Char Halloween costume.